There's a great line that says, only hurt people hurt people. Have you ever had someone criticize you out of nowhere? They'll tell you that you weren't good enough, smart enough, or talented enough. Or maybe they doubted your dreams, belittled your success, or made you feel like you weren't capable. Here's the truth. It's not about you. It's about them. People project their own fears, insecurities, and self-doubt onto others. They see you chasing a dream they were too afraid to pursue. They see you growing in ways they never allowed themselves to. And instead of facing their own pain, they throw it at you. Projection is when someone takes their own feelings, things they don't want to deal with, and pushes them onto someone else. That person who calls you arrogant, they might struggle with their own confidence. The one who calls you selfish, they might feel guilty about their own lack of generosity. The one who laughs at your dreams, they might be bitter about the ones they gave up on. People don't see you as you are, they see you as they are. Here's how to handle projection. First, don't take it personally. If someone lashes out at you, understand that it's coming from their own struggles. Their words are a reflection of their reality, not yours. Second, stay grounded in your truth. Just because someone tells you something doesn't make it true. You define who you are. If someone calls you lazy, but you know you're working hard, don't let their words shake you. Third, have compassion and set boundaries. Many people don't realize they're projecting. You can choose to respond with empathy, but that doesn't mean you have to accept their negativity. Protect your peace. Fourth is keep moving forward. The more you grow, the more you'll encounter projection. People will try to pull you down because they can't handle watching you rise. Keep going anyways. At the end of the day, people will say what they want, but their fears don't have to become yours. Their doubts don't have to hold you back. Their insecurities don't have to shape your future. So let them project. Let them doubt. Let them judge. And then go prove them wrong. Life isn't something that just happens to us. It's not a series of random events we're forced to endure or adapt to. Life is meant to be created, to be sculpted and lived on purpose. That's the essence of living intentionally. Living intentionally means making conscious decisions about how you spend your time, energy, and focus. It's about taking control, choosing your priorities, and acting in alignment with what truly matters to you. It's not letting the world dictate your direction, but creating a life that reflects your values, goals, and dreams. So take a moment to reflect on this. How much of your day is spent reacting? Reacting to emails, social media notifications, unexpected events, or even the opinions of others. If we're honest, most people live reactively, moving from one thing to the next without a clear plan or purpose. But living intentionally flips the script. It gives you the power to say, this is my life and I'm going to live it my way. Consider the story of Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. Before she built a billion-dollar business, she was selling fax machines door to door. That wasn't her dream. It was a job that paid the bills. But one day she decided to stop living reactively and start living intentionally. She identified her passion, wrote down her goals, and took deliberate steps toward them. Blakely didn't wait for the perfect opportunity, she created it. Living intentionally doesn't mean life will be free of obstacles. It means you'll face these obstacles with clarity and purpose. When you live with intention, you wake up each morning with a sense of direction. You're not wandering aimlessly. You're walking a path that you've chosen. That path gives you confidence because you're no longer at the mercy of the wind. You're steering the ship. So how do you live intentionally? It starts with knowing what you want. Take the time to reflect on your values and your goals. What truly matters to you? What kind of life do you want to create? Write it down. Clarity is key. Once you have a vision, start aligning your actions with that vision. This means saying no to the things that don't serve you. It means letting go of distractions and focusing on what moves the needle in your life. Living intentionally isn't about being busy, it's about being effective. It's about doing the right things, not just doing more things. Why should you live this way? Because the alternative is letting life slip by. When you live intentionally, you take ownership of your story. You build self-confidence because every decision, every action, it reinforces the idea that you're in control. You gain strength because you're no longer wasting energy on things that don't matter. And most importantly, you find fulfillment. Living intentionally transforms the mundane into the meaningful. Even the smallest actions, when aligned with your purpose, take on a greater significance. A simple workout isn't just exercise. It's a commitment to your health. Reading a book isn't just passing time, it's investing in your growth. Every moment becomes a building block in the life you're creating. So ask yourself, are you living intentionally? Or are you letting life happen to you? Remember, you have the power to decide. Your life is your canvas, and every day is an opportunity to paint a masterpiece. Stop waiting for life to align itself for you. Take the brush in your hands, define your vision, choose your colors, and create with intention. The power, the confidence, and the fulfillment you're seeking aren't out there somewhere. They're within you, waiting to be unlocked. It all begins with one decision: to live with purpose, to live with focus, to live intentionally. Life doesn't go as planned. That's not a possibility, it's a guarantee. You'll face setbacks, challenges, and moments where everything you've worked for seems to crumble. But the measure of a person isn't found in what they avoid. It's found in how they adapt when those obstacles arise. When the path gets blocked, when the plan you spent months or even years pursuing suddenly collapses, what do? Too many people see these moments as the end. They stop, they quit, and they settle. But not you, not today. Today, I'm here to remind you that success isn't a straight line. It's about adjusting your approach and finding a way forward. See, adapting doesn't mean giving up on your goal. It means looking at the situation differently. If the front door is locked, try the back door. If the back door is locked, climb through a window. If there's no window, well then build one. You're not here to be stopped. You're here to figure it out no matter what. The greatest minds, the strongest athletes, the most accomplished leaders, they weren't handed their victories. They hit walls too. What made them different was their refusal to quit. See, when plan A didn't work, they moved to plan B. And if plan B didn't work, they found plan C, plan D, or even plan Z. But stopping, that was never an option. I want you to reflect for a moment. Are you holding too tightly to how things should have gone? Are you so focused on the original plan that you're missing the new opportunities in front of you? Sometimes life's detours aren't punishments. They're redirections. They're life's way of telling you to change your approach, to try something different, to grow. Adapting isn't just about strategy, it's about mindset. You have to believe in your ability to overcome, to navigate, and to adjust. It's not easy. Your mind will want to complain, to say, this isn't fair, or I didn't sign up for this. But fairness has nothing to do with the process. Success is about persistence, grit, and the willingness to get back up again and again. Remember, setbacks are temporary. They're not the defining moments of your life unless you let them. Regroup, recharge, reevaluate, but don't stop. Don't let the fear of trying something new or the frustration of not being where you thought you'd be keep you from moving forward. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every closed door forces you to look for an open one. Every time you're forced to adjust, you're building resilience, strength, and creativity. And those qualities will serve you far beyond the challenge you're facing right now. You have everything you need to make it through. The power to adjust is within you. Take a deep breath. Step back. Look at the challenge from another angle. The dream isn't gone. The road just looks a little different now. When life throws you a curveball, don't quit. Don't let frustration or fear convince you that it's over. Adapt, adjust, and keep going. The goal is still waiting for you. It's just asking you to find another way to reach it. This is your moment to prove to yourself and the world that you are unshakable. Not because life is easy, but because you refuse to give up. Reevaluate, regroup, and most importantly, keep moving forward. You've got this. Life requires more than just following instructions or going through the motions. If you want to grow, thrive, and make better decisions, you need to think critically. And the good news is, critical thinking is a skill, not a talent. It's something you can develop and sharpen with practice. So what exactly is critical thinking? Well, it's the ability to objectively analyze information, challenge assumptions, and make decisions based on logic and evidence, not just emotions or opinions. It's about being thoughtful, not reactive. So let's dive into how you develop this critical thinking skill. First, ask the right questions. At the heart of critical thinking lies one thing: questions. So start asking yourself, what evidence supports this? Is this fact or opinion? What are the possible outcomes? The more curious you become, the better your thinking will be. Don't just accept things at face value, dig deeper. Whether you're listening to the news, reading an article, or making a decision, train yourself to ask, is this really true? Second, challenge your own assumptions. We all have biases, beliefs we accept without question because they're familiar. Critical thinking requires that you identify those assumptions and ask, what if I'm wrong? Think of it like this. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. When you question your own beliefs and consider new perspectives, you sharpen your mind and open yourself to better solutions. The goal isn't to always be right. It's to be open to being better. Third, practice active listening. One of the best ways to develop critical thinking is by listening to understand, not just respond. Whether it's a conversation, a podcast, or an argument, slow down and listen carefully to not only what's being said, but what's not being said. Critical thinkers listen with curiosity, not judgment. They gather information from multiple sources before forming conclusions. The more perspectives you engage with, the more well-rounded your thinking becomes. Fourth, analyze and evaluate the information. We're bombarded with information daily. Some of it's useful, a lot of it's not. Your job as a critical thinker is to filter the noise and focus on what matters. Look for facts over opinions. Seek reliable sources instead of rumors. Ask yourself, what's the motive behind this message? In a world of clickbait and misinformation, the ability to separate truth from fluff is priceless. Number 5, develop problem-solving skills. Critical thinking isn't just about analyzing information. It's about using that information to solve problems effectively. Instead of jumping to conclusions, ask, what are all the possible solutions? What are the pros and cons of each option? What's the next best step based on the evidence? Critical thinkers focus on solutions, not excuses. They don't avoid tough decisions, they embrace them. Number 6 is reflect and learn from the experience. After every decision or experience, reflect on what you learned or what could have been done better. Reflection is essential for growth. Critical thinking is like a muscle. It gets stronger the more you use it. Every time you pause to reflect, you give yourself the chance to make better decisions in the future. After all, it's about progress, not perfection. So finally, developing critical thinking skills is like giving yourself a compass. It helps you navigate life's challenges with clarity and confidence. You won't just follow the crowd, you'll carve your own path. And here's the key. It's a process, not a destination. The more you practice questioning, analyzing, and reflecting, the sharper your mind will become. In the end, the quality of your decisions shapes the quality of your life. So ask questions, challenge assumptions, listen actively, and never stop learning. When you master your mind, you master your life. Have you ever stopped to think about the power you hold in each moment? Not just the big life-changing moments, but the small, everyday decisions that shape the course of your life. Decisions are a superpower, one we often overlook. But here's the truth. Every choice you make, no matter how small, is a step that builds your life. The problem is most people don't realize this. Most people are stuck in habits, living on autopilot, victims of their routines. Think about it. How many of your daily actions are done even without thinking? You wake up, check your phone, maybe hit the snooze a few times. You grab something quick for breakfast, head off to work or your daily routine, and before you know it, the day's gone. It's easy to fall into the same patterns day after day without stopping to realize that those small, mindless choices are steering your life. The scary part is those habits can lead you to a life you never really chose. But it doesn't have to be this way. You have the power to make decisions that can change everything. Think back to a time when you had to make a big decision. Maybe it was about your career, a relationship, or even your health. It felt like the weight of the world was on your shoulders, but once you made a decision, your world started to shift. You decided to take a new job, and suddenly your daily choices started to align with that decision. You decided to leave a relationship that wasn't right for you, and it opened the door to new opportunities. The big decisions create a ripple effect, leading to smaller daily choices that shape your reality. Every day, you're faced with decisions that can either move you forward or keep you stuck. Will you take action on your goals, or will you stay in your comfort zone? Will you fuel your body with what it needs, or will you give in to what's easy? It's in these moments that you have the chance to flex your superpower, the power of choice, the power to direct your own life. The key is this: you're always one decision away from a different life. And it's not just the big choices, it's the small, consistent decisions that really define your path. The decision to show up, to be disciplined, to put in the work when no one's watching. These are the decisions that build the life you want. So ask yourself, are you living by design or by default? Are you actively choosing the life you want, or are you letting habits and routines run the show? Because the truth is, you can make a decision today, right now, that will set your future in motion. You can choose to take control, be the driver of your own life, rather than a passenger on autopilot. Life is a series of choices. You decide what direction you go in, what you focus on, and how you respond to what happens. Your decisions define your destiny. And here's the beautiful part. No matter where you are right now, you have the power to change it. You have the power to choose. So make the decision to live consciously, to break free from old habits, and to create the life you've always wanted. Because in the end, your life is made up of the decisions you make. Flex your superpower and decide to make it extraordinary. Self-improvement or self-development is all about doing the inner work. It's about understanding who you are and where you need to grow. So follow along as we ask the important questions and dive into creating a better you. Are you truly living in alignment with your core values? This question is fundamental to understanding who you are and what matters most to you. Your values are like a compass, guiding you through life's decisions and challenges. Imagine living each day with purpose, making choices that reflect your deepest beliefs. When you act in line with your core values, you find a sense of fulfillment and direction. It's not always easy, but every step you take toward living authentically brings you closer to the person you want to become. What are your biggest strengths and weaknesses, and how can you use them to your advantage? We all have unique strengths that make us special. Think about what you're good at and how you use those talents to help you achieve your dreams. At the same time, recognize your weaknesses, not as failures, but as opportunities for growth. By facing them head on and working to improve, you make yourself stronger and more capable. So embrace your strengths, work on your weaknesses, and watch how you transform into a more powerful version of yourself. What goals or dreams are you working towards right now? Every goal you set is a step towards your future. Take a moment to look back at the progress you've made. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small, because each step is a testament to your hard work and dedication. If you've hit a snag or a setback, don't be discouraged. Use these moments as learning experiences and motivation to keep you moving forward. Remember, progress is progress, no matter how slow. How do you handle setbacks or challenges? And what can you learn from them? Life is full of obstacles, but it's how you deal with them that defines your journey. When you face challenges, ask yourself, what can I learn from these experiences? Every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. By reflecting on what went wrong and how you can improve, you build resilience. Keep pushing forward, knowing that each obstacle you overcome makes you more prepared for the next one. How can you improve your relationships with others, and what steps can you take to communicate better? Relationships are a vital part of life, and good communication is the key to a strong connection. Think about how you interact with others, and look for ways to deepen those connections. Show empathy, listen actively, and be open to understanding others' perspectives. By working on your relationships, you build a supportive network that can help you achieve your goals and enrich your life. Meaningful connections with others makes the journey more rewarding. So as you reflect on these questions, remember that self-improvement is a continuous journey. Every step you take, every challenge you face, and every goal you achieve is a part of your growth. Believe in yourself, embrace the process, and know that you have the power to create the life you envision. Keep moving forward with courage and determination, and you will discover the amazing person that is you. Becoming the best version of yourself, I know, can be challenging. If you're searching and you're trying to figure things out, that task can feel overwhelming. You're not sure where to start. You don't know what the process is. How do I become the person that I want to be? All of it can be very confusing. So here's my story. At around 14 or 15, I made a decision that I was going to be an NHL hockey player. Because at the time, I'd made a club volleyball team, and their practices conflicted with my hockey team's practices. So my parents had to sit me down and say, look, you have to choose between the two. You can't do both. I remember thinking, well, there's no professional volleyball league, so I guess I'll go for this hockey thing. I had no idea how I was going to make the NHL. I'd never really been in the gym before. I didn't know what it took to be a hockey player. I just thought it'd be a really cool thing to be. So I literally had no idea where to start. But then I remember there was a player in my small town that was already playing in the OHL, which for you that don't know, it's an elite junior hockey league, maybe the best junior league in the world. Now, because I knew the family, in fact, they own the local sports store, so I was in there frequently, I asked them a couple of questions. If I don't know how to become a hockey player, the questions were simply, hey, how does he train? What does he eat? See, if I was going to be a hockey player, I needed to know what to do. So they said to come back in a few days. They'd have it all written out. I went back. There it was. His meal plans, his exercise program, everything I'd need to get started. So then I just got to work. I made the necessary changes in my diet. I got the workouts going and things. I was now living as a hockey player. I didn't need to figure things out. I just needed the recipe. I just needed to know what steps to take in order to get a similar result for myself. So herein lies the lesson. If you can identify someone who's living the life you'd like, or they're accomplishing things that you'd like to accomplish, you don't have to go blindly into the world and try to figure things out. In fact, doing that, you're likely to repeat a lot of the same mistakes they made. So save yourself some time. All you need to do is follow the path that they've created. For anything you want to accomplish, there's a recipe out there. You don't need to try and figure it out. You just need to follow the steps for the goal that you want to achieve. But first, you need to know which path to follow. And that starts with identifying who you're going to model. Who's that person out there that you'd like to be like? For me, it was that local hockey player that was already on his journey. I figured if I just did what he did, I should get a similar result. And this goes for any achievement you want. You model the model, and you should get similar results. Maybe not exactly the same. I mean, after all, you have gifts that they don't have, and they have gifts that you don't. But overall, the recipe should net a similar result. It's like going into the bake shop and you see a beautiful cake and think, I'd like to make that cake. So the baker hands you the recipe. You put all the ingredients together, you follow the recipe step by step, you're going to produce a beautiful cake. Maybe not exactly the same as the baker, but it should be close. So if you're lost and you're trying to figure out how to become the person you want to be, or to achieve the goals that you want to achieve, find your model. Find that baker who'll give you the recipe. Sometimes we make things harder than they need to be. The path is already out there. Find it, and you'll find your happiness. In case you needed a reminder, everyone is battling something. Everyone is dealing with issues that you can't see. In a world adorned with filtered realities and curated lives, it's easy to believe that everyone else has it all figured out while we're struggling to keep our heads above water. Let me tell you something straight from the heart. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has it all together. We're all fighting battles behind the scenes, grappling with stressors that threaten to consume us. Whether it's financial woes, turbulent relationships, or the relentless pressure of work, we're all in this ring together, duking it out with our own demons. But here's the kicker. It's not about the challenges we face. It's about how we choose to face them. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. It's about embracing the chaos, finding strength in the struggle, and rising above the fray with a spirit that refuses to be broken. Think about it. Every success story you've ever heard was born from adversity. Every triumph was forged in the fires of struggle. From the humble beginnings of a fledgling entrepreneur to the towering achievements of history's greatest leaders, every journey worth telling is riddled with obstacles and setbacks. But it's not the obstacles that define us, it's how we choose to navigate them. So let me ask you this. Are you going to let your challenges define you, or are you going to define your challenges? Are you going to shrink beneath the weight of your worries, or are you going to stand tall and face them head on? The choice is yours, and it's a choice that holds the power to transform your life. You see, there's a beauty in the struggle. A beauty that lies in the resilience of the human spirit. It's in the moments when we feel like we've hit rock bottom that we discover our inner strength. It's in the face of adversity that we unearth the depths of our courage. And it's in the darkest of times that we find the brightest of lights within ourselves. I can say with 100% confidence that you are not alone in this journey. We're all in this together, navigating the maze of life one step at a time. And while our paths may diverge, our struggles may differ, and our burdens may vary, we're united by a common thread. It's called the human experience. The next time you find yourself weighed down by the pressures of life, remember this: you're stronger than you think, braver than you know, and more resilient than you could ever imagine. You have within you the power to overcome the obstacles, because where you are, correct that, where we are is only temporary. In the turbulence of the struggles, the setbacks, and the challenges, remember to use the line, "This too shall pass." Believe in yourself, and the world will believe in you. You are the force to be reckoned with, a powerhouse of potential, and a beacon of hope in a world that sometimes feels lost in darkness. And I know this because you've already overcome 100% of your struggles already.